it's a little bit of a different sell in that sense where like they're telling you no to your face.
So you have a lot of anxiety for that in the beginning?
I did it a little bit, yeah. Definitely at the beginning, it was hard for me to kind of break out of my shell and really go knock those doors hard.
Welcome back to another episode of The Zone Presents. We have a guest all the way from Daytona, baby, Mr. Jordan Hunsaker. What's up, Jordan?
What's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
Good.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for inviting me.
It's been a long time coming, actually.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'll get right to it, because when we first started this thing, you came on board how long ago?
Dude, it's actually like a year this month.
We were in Newport Richie.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That was a fun ride.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. But
So
you
fun.
came from a different industry.
Yep.
Completely different industry.
Yep.
Talk about that, brother.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've been in tech sales for like a decade now.
Yeah.
So, a little bit different than this.
Oh, sure.
For sure. But,
what was like a day-to-day there? What did you have to do?
So, I mean, that's more of like your 9 to 5, right?
Uh-huh.
So, you clock in, clock out, you put in your dials, and you go home.
Dials?
You forget about it.
What's
Yep.
dials?
So, you're on the phone,
Ugh.
you're dialing,
Ugh.
you have to hit a certain amount of,
So you can't walk to another...
Nope, you're in your desk all day long,
I'd rather walk.
getting that hunchback and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, I actually, no one knows about me. I actually had a little bit of corporate stint, and I want to know if this is a lot of what you saw.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of this.
Yep.
Count down the minutes of their life so they can clock out or go to lunch.
Yep.
You see a lot of that?
all the time.
Do you see that in your offices now?
No. No.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So what's been the
It's a
biggest
different
difference of, where you came from with tech sales over to now you're in solar energy sales?
Right. So, I mean, sales is sales, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, either way, you're selling.
Yeah.
You're working hard. You're earning your keep.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that I really love about this is it's more of a brotherhood,
Yeah.
right? Everybody's pushing each other to do better. But especially in this industry, I love how there is no cap.
Nice.
Like, whatever you put in, you get. The harder you work, the more money you make. The more friends you make, the better relationships you make.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest part.
I mean, you nailed it. I think a lot of times, in the corporate setting, and we talk about this off camera, is that, like, you're not building a brotherhood. You're not having, like, you're not going out with them after and, like,
No.
doing Taco Tuesday or
No.
going, hitting a golf ball. You just go home,
Yeah.
right? You go home to whatever family or hobbies you do, and no one really interacts until Monday.
Yeah.
And, what's crazy about it is, I've watched your growth. It's been fast from where it came from and now where it is now. I mean, you're running one of the top offices in the company right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Daytona Dogs. I know Pistol Pete and Ant's probably out there shooting right
Yeah,
now.
it's been
But,
good.
the brotherhood. Talk about that a little bit more if you can. Like, what has it really been like, and why has it really been effective, and why you guys have grown so fast?
Yeah, so I mean, like it's a family here,
Mhm.
right? And it's just kind of like your own family. Like, you want everybody to be successful in your family.
Mhm.
Like, whether you have kids, your brothers and sisters, like, you want them to all grow and have, like, fulfilling lives.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what, like, Daytona has turned to, right?
Mhm.
We're all a family. We're all rooting for each other. We're all pushing each other to do better, to work harder, to reach our goals. And I think that's, like, the real difference. Like,
Yeah.
again, like, software sales, I loved all those guys. I'm
Yeah.
friends with them. But, like, I like, am so excited to come into work every day.
Sweet.
I'm excited to go out to Top Golf with them,
Yeah.
spend extra time off the doors with them, right? I don't know, that's the biggest part to me.
I mean, I think all the time, and I've heard this from a mentor, I won't mention his name, but he always said if you're doing something you love, it never feels like work. I mean,
Exactly.
it's a quote you see all over the place. But I think it's true to what I've seen with you, because I've watched your transition, because I was working with you on a daily basis when
Yep.
you knew Newport Richie to get, like, your starting ground, and how you transitioned to management through that. If you don't mind, talk about that, like, transition just again, how it shifted your mindset and what happened, like, the first 6 months. Because I think a lot of people watching are in their first, couple months, or they've been here
Yeah.
for a little bit. What's been really the thing that's really helped you?
So, I mean, like, if I'm being completely honest, it was rough, right?
I know.
So, I mean, sales is sales again. Like, if you can sell, you can sell anything.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter what industry you're in. But it's a little bit different in door to door, and I had a little bit bigger of a learning curve, I think, than a lot of other people did.
Mhm.
Because again, I'm not used to, like, the brotherhood. I'm used
Yeah.
to kind of just putting your nose down and then going home.
What was, like, the biggest learning curve? Because obviously, tech sales in the phone, we talked about it, but, like, realistically, what was so different?
Man, it's like, it's hard to, like, really put, like, just to point out, like, one little thing that
Yeah.
was, like, the biggest difference. I mean, one, like, you're literally out there knocking on people's doors, right? Rather
Okay.
than just calling their phone. And so, like, it's a little bit of a different sell in that sense, where like they're telling you no to your face.
So you have a lot of anxiety for that in the beginning?
I did at a little bit, yeah. Definitely at the beginning, it was hard for me to kind of break out of my shell
Yeah.
and really go knock those doors hard.
How'd you get past that? What was like a helping factor?
Just seeing everybody else, the success that they're having, and like at the beginning, I had a lot of cancels, right? I came out swinging really hard. I remember like my first week, I came and tried it out. I had 6 sales my very first week, and then they all canceled on me, right? And I was like, is this really for me? Right? Is this like what it is, right?
It's actually true for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think I'm glad you brought that up, because I think a lot of people do run through that where like they get this like quick success. Dude, truth be told, my first couple of weeks, I was the top rep in the entire company.
Yeah.
I was working on pure energy and excitement.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the actual product. So
Yeah.
all my accounts were canceling as well, because I wasn't actually talking about what I was there to do. I was talking about making friends. Made a lot of friends, made no money.
Yeah.
Right?
Which is so good.
That coaster hit me hard. But you pushed through it just like I did, and I think that's a lot of things that guys go through and girls go through, is like, how you push through it. What was the driving factor? What was in the back of your head, or what helped you push through it?
I mean, a lot of it is the relationships, right? So like guys like you, you were my mentor. Taylor's been my mentor, and just being able to talk to you guys are, I mean, that's the difference here, right? Again, like tech sales, it's very cutthroat.
Yeah.
Nobody else wants you to be successful a lot of time, because you're taking their spot, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Whereas here, it's amazing how much everybody wants everybody to succeed and grow. And I mean, you guys are working 24/7, answering any and every phone call I give you guys, giving any advice on how you guys became successful, and it's been amazing.
You're good at
It's a
that, man.
big thing.
You've picked my brain quite a bit in the beginning stages. Now you're obviously picking Taylor quite a bit, and it's shown, man. I mean, you're managing a top office. You're doing well yourself. Mine is the fact that you just had a major injury.
Yeah.
Talk about that for a second, if
Getting
you don't
old.
mind. How'd that happen? Because it's funny, because like people don't realize that the reason why this happened is because the brotherhood. But
Yeah.
anyway, talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so me and all the boys, we go play basketball every Wednesday.
Okay.
And I'm just getting old, I guess. I can't
No, you're
keep
not.
up with the
It's
boys.
I'll just be saying that.
So it's actually terrible. It like ticks me off. Is a better word to say.
Yeah.
Right? And so I missed a rebound, or I missed a layup.
Okay.
Had to get my own rebound. Came down on somebody's foot. Fractured my ankle.
Oh, that
It's
guy work
done.
for us?
No. Some rando in the gym. Made me even more pissed.
Was the only guy that wasn't working for us that day that was playing.
Seriously,
Which is
he
crazy.
really was.
We need to call him and hire him now.
Yeah,
because of
really.
That. So,
Get us some money.
So I do want to touch base a little bit about like being discouraged on sales, because I know like you mentioned it earlier. You had 6 sales in the beginning and they all failed. How'd you manage your emotions during that time?
Yeah. So sales is a wave. It always, or a roller coaster, right? It always is. So the thing that I always try to do is like I don't ride the waves too high. I don't ride the waves too low. Try to stay like really even keel. I mean, the nice thing about sales is it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
You put in the work, you work hard, you're gonna get paid. It doesn't matter what industry
I think the
you're in.
mentality and the energy that you give off when it's a good day or bad day never changes.
Yeah.
It says a lot about your character, and I think that's why you've had so much success in the beginning. Because it's not easy
Thanks,
to fast track to management inside your first year. It's
Yeah.
even though you were successful in your own right at your last company, coming to this industry, I've seen a lot of guys fall flat on their face.
Yeah.
And truly told, I say it with love. I watched you fall a little bit on your face, but never ever
Oh, for
fell,
sure.
and kept fighting every day, and just got better. And that's just, like I said, it says a lot about your character, and I think it says a lot about the people that are watching at home, and like this is the kind of character you need to have in your body in your life, so that you can fight through this, because it's not perfect. If it was perfect, everyone would do it. If it was easy, everyone would do this job and they'd retire. Like we're trying to help establish for all of our guys here.
Yeah.
So going on with that, like you have a pretty good network. You've grown a lot of sales guys, brought a lot of guys into our company, girls in our company. How do you network now that you've kind of used a lot of the people you already knew?
Yeah.
What is your way to kind of bring people in?
So I mean it's kind of, I have this motto that I live my life by when it comes to networking.
Okay.
Because you never know how somebody in the future is going to benefit you, right?
Yeah.
So I live this motto where it's selfishly be unselfish. And so every acquaintance that I have, every person that I meet and have a connection with, I always try to do one more thing for them than they do for me.
Interesting.
And so in the future, like with my guys right now, right? I'll do everything I can to make them be successful, even if they aren't really giving us the numbers that we want out of them or we need out of them. If they're a lower tier rep or if they're a higher tier rep, right? I'm going to give them everything that I can. And with that in return, I've noticed that I will be somebody's first option when an opportunity arises, right?
Okay.
I want them to always think of me first when an opportunity is coming up.
So servant's heart.
Exactly, right? So then when it comes to recruiting, I feel like I try anyways. I know I'm not perfect by any means, but when it comes to recruiting, a lot of my guys now are just bringing in all of their friends because they love the culture, they love the relationships that we're building, and the selflessness that we have in our office.
I mean, it's a great point. I think a lot of offices have done that, but I do think that you guys have done a great job of keeping that pool open all the time.
Yeah. It's been really good.
You know, Daytona's an interesting spot. To find the locals out there is not as necessarily the easiest that want to come do this.
It's different.
Job. Yeah, for sure. Nothing against Daytona, but yeah, it's a college town. It's kind of like a bike town, you know. So not traditional homeowners that have, you know,
Daytona 500, baby.
I love it, brother. I love it. So, you know, we learned a lot about your past and obviously what you're doing so far. But like, what's one thing that we don't know about Jordan Hunsaker?
Yeah.
Give us some fun facts.
So something that's kind of funny, but not. So I love to compete, right?
Okay.
That's everything. I love, like, whether it's pickleball, basketball, softball, anything, right?
Yep.
I just like to try something I can compete in.
Got it.
So one thing I got into was the American Ninja Warrior.
Oh, wow.
Have you heard of that?
I have.
Yeah, and I got pretty far.
No way.
Yep. I was the next to be on TV. And then, dude, I was so nervous.
I really didn't know that.
On my first one, yeah.
Oh my God.
I went up, fell on the very first obstacle. I was out. Didn't make it. But I won a couple of the other competitions to get me to that point,
That's
so it was
really
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Did you train for that? Is
Yeah.
it like-
Yeah, they
So
have
like
a couple places out in Utah that I
No
was
way.
going to a couple days a week, and it was fun.
I'm excited by this. I've watched it. I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
I can't do most anything that they do on there.
Way harder than you think.
'Cause
Even
it's
like
all
the
about
monkey
body
bars.
core strength,
Yeah,
right?
it's
So-
crazy. Yeah, it's
Dang,
fun
brother.
though.
We both got to get back in the gym then.
Oh, I know. Yeah, trust me, I know.
That's
That
what happens.
baby
You have
weight.
babies and you get married and things change. But
Yeah.
you're a married man?
Yep.
How many kids you have?
Very good. Three.
Three.
Just had a newborn.
God bless you, man.
So-
Shout out to Miss Hunsaker.
Yeah,
I know she's watching.
she's great.
Well, good, man. Well, last before you roll out of here, you know, we really think that, you know, when you invest in yourself, that's the best come out of that. And so what are you really reading right now?
Yeah, so one book that I'm reading right now is that new Ed Milet book, the One More.
Okay.
And just the one thing that I love out of it that I've really taken away is raising your thermostat.
Interesting.
So
go a little more in depth on that.
yeah, he talks about how a lot of people who tend to like have success and then degress a lot.
Okay.
It's due to their self-worth or their self-value, right, and how they portray themselves. And so he talks about always raising your thermostat. So once you've reached your goal, you're not done, right? You raise those goals and expectations to another level so that who you thought would be like the most successful person in the world, once you hit this goal, is now bottom tier. And you have new goals and aspirations that you want to hit.
Keep raising that thermostat.
Keep raising
Very
that
cool.
thermostat.
Well, Jordan, thanks for coming on today. We really appreciate it, man. It's been a pleasure having you here, and keep it up over there in Daytona.
Okay, we will. Thanks.